So you got your bird this spring. You want to save more than just the fan, but you also don't want to drop $1,000 at the taxidermist. This is a super simple, easy DIY mount that anybody can do at home for dirt cheap. I mean, I spent less than $20 on this mount. I had to buy more super glue and I had to order some magnets off of Amazon, which I'll get into in just a minute. But this style mount, basically a full body mount, is nothing new. I'm sure you've seen them before on the internet, but I did a couple things that I hadn't seen before. I just wanted to share with you real quick before we get into the whole build process. The first and most obvious thing, I added the shotgun shell and the wad to the skull. The reason being is once I stuck that skull up there, it looked kind of funny, that little skull and that big piece of wood, and I wanted to add a little color to the mount, so I said, shoot, these freaking TSS shells are $16, $20 a pop, you know, I might as well include that into the mount. But the second thing I did that I hadn't seen anybody else do before was instead of permanently attaching your beard and your spurs, I decided to go the magnetic route. And I did this for two different reasons, but the main reason being is as someone who is primarily a whitetail hunter, you know, I love a good shoulder mount. Half the time it doesn't do a deer justice as when you can really put those antlers in your hand, you know, feel the mass that he has. And same thing's true with a turkey, you know, when that bird's up on the wall somewhere, that 12-inch beard looks like an 11-inch beard, or that 1.5-inch spur looks like an 1.25-inch spur. So it's really nice when you can just take it down, you know, hand it to a buddy and let them get a feel for how big that bird really is. And then when you're done, just pop it right back up there. Now, as far as the build goes, I'm not going to show you the whole process of breaking the bird down simply because there's a ton of other videos on YouTube that do a great job explaining it. But basically, you just cut the wings off, remove the fan. You'll want to cut the legs off at the joint. This one was a double beard, so instead of just pulling the beard off, we cut it around the base so we could keep both beards together. Cut the skull off, put that in a separate bag. Once you get everything home, obviously you'll clean the meat up off of everything. And just like there's a million different ways to skin a cat, there's a million different ways to spread a fan. And in my case, I just happen to have a spare piece of plywood laying around the garage, so I just ran a couple screws into the wood first. Then I spread my fan and my wings, kind of placed it in those screws so it was in its final position. Once I did that, just a little bit of salt and borax, kind of let everything dry out. Same thing with the spurs and the beard. I just took like a sandwich Ziploc bag, filled it with some salt and borax, stuck the base of those legs in there as well as the base of the beard, let that sit for 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to the skull, in my personal opinion, the best way and by far the easiest way to Euro mount a small game skull is the maceration process. And this was super simple. Just cut off as much meat as you can. I honestly didn't do a really good job trimming it up because it was my first time. I knew it was fragile and I didn't want to break it, but I trimmed it as best I could, stuck it down in a mason jar, filled it with warm water, put the lid on there, let it sit in my yard for 7 or 8 days, and that's basically it. Now, if you decide to go this route, it's really important that you poke a little hole in the top of that mason jar just so some of those gases can escape while that skull's decomposing in there. And I went with the mason jar simply because I could put the skull in there, let it sit in my yard for 7 or 8 days, didn't have to worry about any critters getting into it and messing it up. After 7 or 8 days, it's going to look like some nasty South Georgia swamp water. You'll want to go ahead and pour that out and clean it up. You know, just make sure the wind's in your favor so you don't have to smell that nastiness as it's coming out the jar. But once you pour that nasty water out, just rinse it out with your water hose a little bit. Just clean all that gunk out of there. And then you'll fill that jar back up with hydrogen peroxide. I let it sit for a day, 2 days at the most. Once it's all cleaned up with that peroxide, you'll want to drain it, and it's really important that you let that skull fully dry before you start to assemble it. Now, once your skull's fully dry, it's going to be in 4 separate pieces. You're going to have the main piece, or the top part of the skull, the bottom jaw, and the top and bottom beak. You know, your beak's just going to slip right back on like putting your foot into a pair of Crocs. Just a couple drops of super glue right there and that beak will be attached. Same thing with the bottom jaw, a couple drops of super glue, put it back together in its natural state, and then that's basically what you're left with. Obviously, the shotgun shell and wad is optional. For that, I use hot glue instead of super glue. And then when it comes to the wings, the fan, once everything's dried up and you're ready to assemble it, you basically just clean the salt and borax off the fan and the wings. There's nothing special to do there. For the spurs, or for the legs I should say, you may have to take a saw and just cut it flush so you can put a dab of hot glue on there and press your magnet on. That's if you decide to go the magnet route. Of course, you can just permanently attach it. But I used my saw, made sure it was flat, put my glue on there. This was just some spare twine I had sitting around the garage. Drop a super glue, just wrap it real tight, drop a glue on the end, and you're basically done. Because this was a double beard, I tried to stuff that base down in that shotgun shell, but it kind of just mangled it up. It looked funny, so I pulled it out, obviously. But what I ended up putting the base of this beard in was actually some JB Weld, just some putty I had sitting around the garage. And the whole reason I even had that putty out to begin with is, if you watch the video on my channel, the very first shot I took at this bird, I absolutely smoked the wing. I broke the bone completely in half. So I had to use some of that putty just to reshape the bone so it would hold its natural form. And then I just took the remainder of that putty, rolled it in my hands like a kid making a turd with Play-Doh, smashed the base of the beard in there, wrapped it with the twine. Well, actually, I smashed the beard in there, put my magnet in there, let it dry fully. Once it's dried, I, shaved it up, made sure it was nice and round. Wrap your twine on there with some super glue, and then you're basically done. Now, once you have that skull glued, those legs dressed up, the beard dressed up, your wings and your fan dried out, all that's left to do is assemble it. For this, I honestly just used a spare piece of fencing board that I had laying around my garage, just cut it up, sanded it, stained it, called it good. You can obviously use a nicer piece of wood, but I took this main board here in the back, laid it flat on the table, put my fan on there first, put my wings on there next. I've seen it done, both ways. It's just personal preference. Once I laid it on there in the position that I liked, I drilled 2 holes through the base of that fan, ran me some screws through there. Same thing with the wings. Drilled 2 holes through the bone, pop some screws in there, you're good to go. So the fan and the wings are permanently attached to the back. If I would have done a better job at dressing these legs up a little bit, like hiding the magnet a little better, I could have put this board just flat on the back and ran a magnet strip or a metal strip or whatever, but I actually ran another piece of wood back there just so I could put my magnets on it and kind of hide this magnet. So just personal preference, really, however you want to do it. Now, when it comes to mounting it on the wall, obviously these wings curve back, so you don't want to just press it flat on your wall. I used a spare piece of 1x1 I had sitting out. Not only did it give you some distance between the mount and the wall, but it also gives you a spot for your mounting hardware. So once you do that, all that's left to do is hang it. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. A super simple, easy DIY mount that anybody can do at home, and for dirt cheap at that. So it's pretty nice when you can save your money for the taxidermist for the fall time and knock out basically a full body mount yourself. And this is just gonna sit up in the garage on the wall somewhere and go along with my other mounts I got out here. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.